Hello everybody, welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and in this video we're going to check out a new scope. I hope you're having your Trump coffee this morning. I'm out here to the sound of birds are whistling and sun is shining and people next door are cutting wood or chopping wood. But anyway, on my Challenger Pro, I have a 6x25x56 UTG scope on it. Yes, it's a nice scope. I have two problems with that scope. Number one, the eye relief is ridiculously long. I have to have my cheek clear to back, almost hanging off of the end of the cheek rest to get a full reticle. So, and the other one is, it's just god awful too damn big. I'm trying to lighten the gun, not make it heavier. So, after painfully looking and buying other scopes, I bought a West Hunter, and I get it, and I couldn't get the blurriness out of it. You could almost get there, but it wouldn't get quite there. So I sent it back and got my money back on it, and I went and searched around on forums and got ideas on scopes and talked to a few guys, and somebody had suggested this. I think it's called OHHUNT or OHHUNT, and I've never heard of them. And this was $114, I believe it was. That was not shipping and stuff like that, but in taxes. But it was somewhere around $133 by the time it was to my door. So it comes in a nice box. They just had a plastic wrap wrapped around it and a label on it. So we'll open this box up and see what we got going on in here. First thing we got is dummy papers. Then you got your scope rings, which I probably won't be using. Yeah, I won't be using these rings. They're only, what? Yeah, two. They got, well, I'll go ahead and pull them out here. Get out of here, bee. Look, I can't even hit a bee. I got him. Probably slung him on me, and he's going to sting me here in a few minutes for pissing him off. I think I'm missing some screws, but we'll see here. They might be in the package. Yep, they're out of it. Yeah, this is not. Yeah, I don't like that. They shouldn't be open like that where you have to put them together. So, I'm going to set that aside, but you get the gist. It's got the scope rings to it, and I believe these are probably 3/4 to 1 inch high, probably 1 inch high, most of them are. Then we got the meat and taters. But before we show the meat and taters, we got a lens cloth, which I never use. In fact, they end up being used for my grease rags for when I'm greasing my barrels. And then we've got an Allen wrench and a knob for the focus ring. Alright, so, and it had one piece of styrofoam on one side, it probably wouldn't have hurt to put one on each end, because both bezels need to be protected. Still good though. Alright, then we've got the stove. Oh, and it does come with a sunshade. I didn't remember it was coming with a sunshade, but I'm glad it does. And they wrapped it around the eyepiece. And you get these flip caps, which first thing I do is take them off. Because every time I take them in the woods, they're more aggravating than anything. You got to remember to flip them up, and by the time you remember that you need to flip those up, you don't really have a whole lot of time to reach up there and flip them up. Not to mention, that might not be loud here, but out in the woods, that's freaking enormously loud. Yeah. So anyway, but I take these off. I don't ever use these. But it comes with two of them. And I haven't really ever seen a real good set of these that are precision and not plastic and god-awful springy. So now we'll put our sunshade on it. And the lens looks good. It's got the green coating on it. I don't know if you guys can see that. On both ends. And this is a OHHUNT, OHHUNT 6x24x50 FFP. Alright. Then you got your focus ring, and it feels really smooth. I hardly ever adjust that one. And then you got the 6 all the way up to 24, and that's a little stiff. It may loosen up over time, but it's pretty stiff. You can't just reach up there with 2 fingers and turn it easily. It's got some heft to it. So then we have our elevation, windage, and they are marked. And then you got your side parallax. So they're marked real well on here. Open turrets, which I like. These were not my first choice in the style of turrets. I like the ones that's got the big half round holes or quarter round holes all the way around it, like that. Now these are not, oh, they are locking. Yeah, these are locking. So, wrong one. Yep, they're locking. So that's cool. And I would imagine you could probably turn these to zero those once you're done sighting. I don't know, but it does have an Allen head screw in it, and most of the ones that are lockable are changeable. So I'm going to go ahead and take the UTG off and see if we can't find a combination of mounts to mount this to my gun. My goal is to get it lower to the barrel. I want to be somewhere around about a 1/4 inch off of the barrel right here. So but this is the new scope, and it's not a bad looking scope, and I do like the fact that it has this handle on it. My West Hunter, it had that. Now, don't get me wrong, that West Hunter was a really good looking scope, and if it would have worked properly, that would have been a perfect scope. But anyway, this here just threads into that, but it seems to be having a hard time for some reason. The threads look okay, but I can't see down in there. Yeah, this acts like it doesn't want to thread. Oh, there it goes. Phew. For a minute I was getting to worry. But you got your lever, that makes it a little easier. And it's always on top, so it's not really in your way. So let's look through it here and let's see what we got. Kind of hard to do when, yeah, I like this. Yeah, I like this. I like the crosshairs too. So I'll get this installed and we'll be back. Alright guys, so here's what we took off, and this thing is built like a brick shithouse, man. I'm telling you, this thing looks like it belongs on a tank, a small one of course, but I like the 3-hole mounting. I do like that. This is the UTG 6x25x56, and it's got a 35mm tube. So I didn't get the right rings. I bought them for the other scope, and I forgot that I didn't buy one for this size tube. This has got the bigger tube than my other scopes. So I ended up having to use the OHHUNT mounts, and they're not bad. It didn't lower it much, if any at all, but it is a smaller scope. As you can see, the difference in size between the two scopes, and this thing's got some weight to it, man. I don't have my scales here, but if I did, I bet you it'd be a lot of weight. So this one's a little lighter, and this is the one I'd like to try to use for hunting. And when you're hunting, you ain't gonna have no suppressor, and you're not gonna have no bipod. You're gonna have a sling. So there goes most of your weight right there. So but we're going to try this thing out, but we're going to see if we can't get you guys in here. I'll probably have to use my cell phone. If I do, it'll be well, showing up right now. Alright guys, I'm on my cell phone right now and we're going to try to give you guys a view of what it looks like looking through the scope. Kind of hard to get it right where you want it, but that's about as close as I can get. Alright, I lost it. So it's really crystal clear as far as I'm concerned. I don't know how the video is going to make it look, but I like the way the numbers graduate and they got the lines in between it each step. It just looks cool. I like that scope, guys. I'll put a link to this in the description. It wasn't that much. It was like $114, and I'm tell you, it's got really good view. It's crisp. I mean, this is probably the most crisp in clarity scope I've ever had my hands on. I've never been able to get it crystal clear in focus and be able to see the crosshair, because it always lightens the crosshairs depending on where you put it, and where I need it, it's always the crosshairs always so light you can't see it. This one here, I mean, you can see it. I hope the video showed it justice, but it was nice and crisp. You could see the numbers just perfect, especially on that green grass, the gray walls of the building. Yeah, I could handle this. And another thing I've noticed is the ring on the outside of it is really thin. You don't have that big bulky ring of your scope. So, you know, looking at this through the scope, it's really thin around that bezel. So you got a real thin black border around your view. I never noticed what it was on this one. Yeah, this one's got a great old big one. Big wide one. But there you go. That's my review, and it seems to be staying on with the shots that I made, and I like it, man. And if you guys get a chance to get one, like I said, I'll put the link to the scope in the description. It's well worth it. Now, if it stays that way, that I can't tell you. But sure enough, if it does fail, I'll let you know. If it don't fail, I'll let you know. So, if you get tired of waiting, wait longer. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this and got something out of it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys have a good one. Later.